Hey guys, it's Shadow, and I play Mark Campbell. If you like listening to our games, consider supporting us on Patreon. More patrons directly increase the quality and quantity of the games that we play. Go to patreon.com/critfail to support us. Thanks!
Alright, so Lizzie has woken up very early, left home and gone to do some homework in the treehouse because it's quieter there and she thinks she can focus a little better, so by the time anybody else shows up, she'll have already been there for like 2 hours trying to get some homework done.
Mark will arrive at the treehouse. You look like you've been here for a while.
Yeah, it's, I haven't got the homework done yet. And it's due tomorrow.
Do you need any help?
I mean, probably, but we have to go to school soon. I don't know how much you could do right now. And did you hear about Amanda?
What happened with her?
My sister told me last night after I got home that she's in the hospital because she got attacked by a bunch of birds.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like, talking birds?
Well, my sister did not say she was attacked by a bunch of talking birds. No. She just said attacked by a bunch of birds.
So, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Are they like attacking people now?
Well, I guess at least Amanda.
We should be careful.
Probably. Okay, this is probably gonna sound weird, but to be honest, I'm a little bit more worried about the homework right now.
Okay, well, I did some of that stuff last year. If you want after school, I can give you a hand. I finished my homework for the week.
Okay, but we also have to go to the school library and tell Mr. Montgomery that Mr. Dixon isn't there, and also, I just had a thought last night before I went to bed that if we went to the library, there might be an employment registry for DARPA, so we might be able to figure out who that woman in the picture was.
That makes sense, as long as there are pictures attached to the employment registry. Because it could just be names.
I don't know, we can look.
Sounds like a good idea. Have you seen Dillon yet?
No.
How about
Only
Wayne?
you've showed up so far. No, just you. And I haven't seen any birds. Well, that's a lie. I've seen birds, but they haven't talked, and they were like sparrows, and so I don't know.
Hopefully the others didn't get attacked by birds and they're just on their way.
I mean, there's still some time before school, so they're probably fine, right?
Yeah, they're probably fine.
Dun dun dun!
As Dillon says as he sticks his head up.
Lizzie's just staring at her homework. Wayne has entered the treehouse.
He's not killed
See?
by talking birds.
Wayne's fine. I'm so tired.
Good morning, Wayne.
He will wave.
Did you hear about Amanda?
Wayne will shake his head.
Hospital. Attacked by birds. That's why she's in the hospital. She wasn't attacked by birds in the hospital. I realized that was kind of ambiguous.
Are you done your homework yet?
Yep. Wayne will shake his head.
Me neither. I woke up so early to do some more of it, and I'm still not done.
How's it going,
What?
dweebs?
Mark, why are you freaking out? Yeah, that's where the entrance to the treehouse is? Did I scream when you climbed up into the treehouse?
Wait,
No, it's attached to a body, so I think we're okay.
Dillon looks confused. What are you guys talking about?
Homework, Amanda, lots of stuff.
Ha! Yep, I'm done.
Oh,
You're done your homework?
I finished that like yesterday.
Wow. Me too.
that seems unlikely.
You can copy mine if you want.
What, me? It's not the same homework.
Oh, that's... Huh. Okay.
Were you doing math or something? If I just have a bunch of your incorrect math in my social studies homework, I think the teacher's going to be confused.
Wait, you haven't even looked at my math homework and you're saying it's already incorrect?
If you finished it yesterday, yeah.
A lot of faith. Oh, yeah. Speaking about homework and finishing it early,
Speaking
he
about...
reaches around in his backpack and pulls out and hands it to Lizzie. Page 5. That's all my answers.
Okay, she will turn to page 5.
And there's a $5 note in there.
Okay, she will take it.
And a list of
Are-
all the answers. So on one page is the questions, and on the other page is the answers. So pretty much a pass.
That's not a pass.
According to Dillon, it's a pass.
Okay, you actually got a couple of these right, but less than half.
What do you mean?
I mean, more than half of these are wrong.
How can you tell just by looking at it?
Because... what do you mean, how can I... There are objectively correct answers to math equations, and the ones you have written down are not them.
Dillon rolls his eyes. But I spent so long on it. I did. I got detention yesterday because I was doing it in school.
Because you were doing homework?
Well, there's not much else to do in class.
Did they at least let you work on your homework in detention?
No. I wasn't allowed near paper after throwing a paper ball at Mr. Duckett.
Look, I would try and help you fix this, but I woke up really, really early to try and do my homework, and I'm still not even done. So I will help you with yours if I can finish mine, but I haven't finished mine yet.
No wuckers. Do you want me to have a look at it? Because I probably did it, 2 years ago?
Last year.
Oh. Yes, that should be fresh in my mind, right?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. How long have we been friends? Because you might have done the homework for me.
Dillon, did you hear what happened to Amanda?
Wait, who's Amanda?
She goes to our school. She's, probably like a grade or 2 above you. I don't really remember.
Is she hot?
I don't know. She's in the hospital.
Amanda.
She got attacked by birds.
There's probably like 10 Amandas in our school.
Okay, well, only one of them got attacked by birds.
Alright. What? Wait. What do you mean attacked by birds? Like they pooped on her, or?
She wouldn't be in the hospital if that's what it meant.
I don't know. Maybe it got into her eye. Maybe she accidentally swallowed some. I don't know. Eating bird feces couldn't be too good for you, surely. Well, it's probably full of bacteria and stuff. Is she allergic to the birds? Were they just flying around her and...
Dillon, I don't know if she's allergic to birds. I just know my sister told me she got attacked by them and she's in the hospital.
How does a bird attack you? Oh, peck, peck, peck. Really?
Sounds like he answered his own question.
I bet you wouldn't be saying that if you'd heard about some of the birds in Australia.
What birds in Australia?
The ones they like swoop down and attack people a certain season each
Right.
year. I think they have a name for it. It's like swooping season or something.
I mean, swans can break people's arms, so birds could definitely hurt you depending on the bird.
Swan can't break your arm.
They can, so they've drowned people.
Cannot. What?
Swans.
They can't? What, really?
Yeah.
What? A child?
I don't know. People.
Then why do they portray them as baby deliverers in kids' movies?
That's storks.
Oh, what's the difference?
Different species? What's the difference between a dog and a cat?
Well, duh. One goes woof, the other one is meow.
What sound does a stork make?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. You got it in one.
When it's attacking
Yes,
you and
like,
trying
what
to
is
drown you.
happening?
Drown, you bastard.
No, it's the swans that drown people, not storks.
Oh, that's right. The storks deliver the baby, the swan drowns them.
Oh!
You're telling you're taking me for a fool, aren't you? You
We should go to school. We better go.
All right, let's back
After
up.
school, we should go to the library, though, to talk to Mr. Montgomery.
Really?
Well, we should maybe mention that the guy he gave us the address for is missing.
And someone needs to clean out his fridge, and it's not gonna be me.
I don't know if that's the main priority.
That was already there. We can all agree that was already there before we went in. You're not being helpful, Wayne.
Look, we need to ask him about that, and also I want to check. You know, they have those microfiche reader things. I think they have, well, stuff like employment registries for different companies in town, and maybe they've got one for DARPA.
As Dillon was climbing down the ladder, he stops and looks back up. His head pops up. Microfiche?
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
Microfiche.
Fiche.
Fiche.
Fiche?
Yes.
For once, I agree with Dillon. I think that's a better name for fish.
Dillon's like, I don't understand you dweebs. And he slides down the
Look,
ladder.
it's a way you can store a lot more information because they print it really,
La
really
la
small.
la, not listening. La la
Okay,
la.
fine.
Get on the handles. Yeah, I think I'm lucky. Robots can't kill people. So Storks, on the other hand, different matter.
Stop.
Allegedly.
I told you it was swans. I don't know if a stork's ever killed anyone.
Certainly keep my eyes open for storks in the future, especially in the park.
Swans!
Oh, I mean swans. Why do I keep saying storks?
I don't know.
Do we know what birds attacked this Amanda chick?
I don't know. Melissa only said birds.
Melissa, your sister Melissa.
Yeah.
How did she find out?
I don't know. I guess someone she knows was talking about it.
I find it a bit hard to believe that pigeons would do that. Maybe the crows. They seemed a bit more gangster style.
Maybe somebody at school will know.
We also can't rule out the possibility of swans.
Oh, I don't even know if swans live in Nevada. This is Emily
am never
speaking. I don't
trusting
know.
swans again, thanks to you, Lizzie.
Yeah, after school, Lizzie is going to head to the school library. Actually, no, she'll probably go out in the hallway and see if anyone else is going to come too.
So Dillon bumps into Lizzie, grabs her by the shoulders and pushes her back and goes, "I found out what happened."
Oh, sorry, what happened? Huh?
What? With Amanda? Someone in class said the guy that I was copying some getting notes for, helping me with my homework, said that Amanda was attacked by pterodactyls.
Okay, no. Pterodactyls are extinct.
What? But couldn't they just, like, genetically engineer something? Like, build it up from, like, a...
What, like DARPA?
Yeah. Couldn't DARPA build them?
I don't know.
I still don't think
Someone in my
pigeons could
class
do
said it was bald eagles.
Someone in mine said it was dodo bergs. I think they meant dodo birds.
Those are also extinct. Why does everyone in you guys' class think extinct animals killed? Not killed, she's not dead. Why does everyone in your class think extinct animals attacked her?
I think they were just trying to be funny.
Also, dodo birds didn't fly, so what would they have done? Like, all run around her legs and knocked her over?
Weren't dodo birds real?
Yeah. So were pterodactyls.
And Dillon sort of looks around like he's thinking hard about something. So, are we going to the library?
Yeah, we need to talk to Mr. Montgomery. Is Wayne in the hallway too? He will be at some point in the future. But is he there now? Alright, we get to the library. Probably. Without being attacked by birds.
Yep. Dillon's riding his bike. Riding his
Excellent.
bike to the library.
No, we're going to the school library. He can't ride his bike there.
Oh, wait, what? Really?
Well,
School
he
library?
can.
Yes, the school library.
The one down
That is
hall.
where Mr. Montgomery is.
Oh.
Being the school librarian.
No. If he does want to ride his bike to the library, I'm not going to stop him.
He's gonna get detention again.
Dillon's just headbanging the wall.
Alright, Mark, didn't you ask about the address?
Did I?
Pretty sure you got the address.
Mm.
You need
Dillon's
to-
heading off to find a book.
Any book?
No, just one book in particular.
Yeah, I did ask him for the address.
So, do you want to tell him?
Not particularly, but I can.
I thought you got along with him.
I do. I just don't want to tell him that his... Well, not friend, I guess, but colleague is dead. Or missing, or...
Wait, why is he dead? We don't know he's dead.
Look. I fear the worst. You're right, he might not
Why?
be dead. Well, he's missing. And there's strange stuff going on, and...
Okay, well, let's just go tell him, I guess. Wayne, are you coming or are you gonna go wander off like Dillon?
Wayne will come. I guess he would shake his head. And he'll let you decide on what that means.
Who is there? In his white suit and dark glasses. And his white Panamanian fedora.
A Panama
Yep.
hat?
Mr. Montgomery,
Good afternoon, children.
hi. So you remember we were talking about that, person, he gave me the address to their house?
Donald Dixon. Yes.
Yeah, we went to his house, and it looked like he hadn't been there for a long time.
Well, that's not normal, right? He's just gone.
He may be on a book tour, a holiday. Visiting relatives, perhaps?
It doesn't seem like it.
We wanted to make sure he was okay, and the door was unlocked. So we wanted to go inside and just make sure he hadn't collapsed or something.
And you entered freely?
Freely?
And did you leave some of the happiness that you bring?
I don't know about that, but...
If you mean by vomit happiness, then yes.
His house was really messy, and the fridge was full of rotten food, and no one had been there for a really long time. And if you're leaving on vacation, you don't leave your fridge full of food, so that it goes rotten.
Would you like me to contact the authorities?
If you think that's a good idea.
I can do that.
We just wanted to tell you because we figured you'd know what to do.
I can call the
like if no-
police.
Okay. Like, if nobody knows where he is, that's a problem, right?
I would say so.
Did you hear about Amanda?
I did.
Everyone said she was attacked by pterodactyls, but those are extinct, so do you know what it was?
It was crows. Most unusual behavior.
Well, there's been a lot of birds acting weird lately.
Is that so? I have only heard about the crow attack. What other behavior has been weird?
Mark is just looking at Lizzie.
A lot of crows all in a line, turning their heads at once, watching people. Very strange. Alright, do you have employment records for Boulder City companies?
If we did, it will be on the microfiche.
Okay, I'm gonna go take a look at that. And Lizzie's gonna walk away.
He will never find a book on pterodactyls in the tea section.
I got one success.
So Dillon's just standing in that aisle, scratching his head.
Just in the section. Well, he'd be even more confused because books aren't generally divided by subject alphabetically.
No. So he's even more confused. Nothing makes sense. Libraries are confusing.
Just wait till he hears about the Dewey Decimal System.
They have microfiche. And they have books that aren't even sorted properly.
Okay, Lizzie is done looking at microfiche. So she will go... Didn't see any. She will go find everybody else. So that woman from the photograph, she worked for DARPA last year, but she's not listed as an employee this year. And it says her location is unknown, which is a really weird thing, because I don't know why they put that in a list of employees. But anyway, she worked with genetics and neurology and cybernetics.
And Dillon's obviously given up what he was doing. And he's just shaking his head. So...
I don't know. I mean, I got her name, but location unknown makes it sound like it's not really going to be easy to talk to her.
Maybe she's written a book in the library or something.
I mean, if you want to look it up and find out, her name's Lena Dillon.
Okay.
Don't you need the name of the book?
No, you can find books by the author's name.
So let's say I wanted to find a book on pterodactyls. I wouldn't look in the T section?
No. Pterodactyl doesn't start with T.
Pterodactyl?
Starts with P.
And Dillon looks really confused.
Pterodactyl. Pterodactyl. It's a silent P.
No, you've got... What do you mean? There's no such thing as a silent thing. So I have to search this. So okay. Oh, right. Okay, I knew that. The P section then in the library.
There isn't one. Some stuff gets separated by subject, sure, but then you'd be looking for a whole section on dinosaurs. But if you were looking in like
So
the
D
non-fiction section, no. Go ask Mr. Montgomery.
Too much effort.
This system makes no sense.
What, you too?
Okay, it should be here, but it's...
Are you looking in fiction or non-fiction?
Both, I guess. But the only thing I can find are some papers that she wrote on a whole bunch of different topics that she seems to be an expert about.
And did they happen to be on genetics, neurology, and cybernetics?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't really make heads or tails of them.
Well, I don't really think she wrote them for, like, grade 6 and 7 students.
I suppose, but they are in the school library.
Well, I don't know. The only other stuff we have to go on is Donald Dixon wrote about a specific spot the pigeons go, and then that box of drawings. What?
But Dillon leans in towards Lizzie, and he looks like he's got a concerned look in his face, and he's scratching the back of his head, and he says, "Lizzie,
Uh-huh.
what's fiction?"
Stuff that's not real.
So so what do you? And non-fiction is what? Stuff
that's real.
Not real. Not. It is real.
Yeah.
And she wrote real books
Uh-huh.
about birds.
I don't... Mark, were any of the papers about birds? No, she didn't write about birds.
And they weren't books, they're just like papers. Like, research papers, I guess, is what they'd be called. Yeah, closer to like journal articles.
Why?
So, she wrote in a journal about cybernetics, right? And I was thinking, like, cybernetics, because they're mechanical, right? They need power, right? So maybe the birds meet at the location to get power, like a recharge station.
I don't know, but we can go look around where the pigeons apparently like to go, because I don't really know what else to do.
Or it could be a place where they receive instructions.
What, like go around and insult some children?
Well, I don't know who. Maybe.
Because the pigeons didn't attack anyone. Mr. Montgomery said it was the crows.
All right.
The crows have to be in league with the pigeons, right?
I don't know. Dillon, didn't you find a bunch of dead pigeons? Maybe they're not on the same side.
Oh, maybe the crows are killing the pigeons too. There's a whole crow-pigeon war going on. And we as humans are getting caught in the middle. Amanda must have stumbled on the truth of it. And so the crows...
Alright, well, I guess we'll go take a look around there. It's a bit outside of town next to a really big rock, so if we're gonna go, we should go fast, because I still have to finish my homework by tomorrow.
Oh, right. Yeah, guess what? I'm finished.
What? For real this time?
And Dillon pulls over his backpack in front of him and pulls out his book and hands it with some...
And can I tell if the answers are correct?
You know that some more... That he's crossed out some answers and replaced them with other answers, and most of them...
Are these new answers correct?
Most of them are correct.
Okay, well, this is actually a lot better. Yeah, you definitely passed with this.
I'll grab my bike.
Okay, let's go.
Did you even research how many crow attacks occur in this country in a year? It could be...
Did you?
It could be...
Because that doesn't sound like you.
I don't know, but, like... I'm only 13. I mean, there might be, like, 10 crow attacks each year. How do we know?
I think it's definitely strange because, I mean, you saw what the crows were doing, right? They're acting like they've got cameras in them.
Yeah, but Soup was saying that there was crazy birds in Australia
Yeah, but not like talking.
that swoop people in the swoop season. So maybe it's
But they
swooping
don't
season
talk.
here.
We don't have that.
And well, how do we know that they don't talk?
How? What? If birds talked normally, everybody would know. Only parrots talk, and that's... Well, actually, okay, that's not true. Other birds can learn to talk, including crows, but it wasn't the crows that were talking, it was the pigeons. But when birds talk, they're not really talking, they're just copying sounds. But that's not what the pigeons were doing. And besides, I don't think pigeons can do that.
But they were talking.
They were talking, the pigeons. Don't you remember? They were making fun of us.
Yes. Because I remember them. They're saying, look at this lonely little lad down here.
Did they say that?
Well, yeah.
On their way to being
So
chimney
if-
sweeps.
Before they all burst into a musical number, we are now in Mary Poppins.
But the pigeons could talk. Why is it only us that have heard it?
Maybe it's not.
So do you think the crows will be coming after us?
I don't know. They were watching us before. But, I mean, they didn't attack us. And they could have. I guess just be careful? I don't really know what you do if you get attacked by crows.
Well, shouldn't we
so-
go and see Manda at the hospital?
Oh, we could. What do you want to do first? That or go look for pigeons?
Well, I think finding out why they attacked her would be
Okay, well,
important, do you
we
think?
can see if
so that
they'll
we
let
don't do the same
visitors
thing.
in. All right, well,
We can sneak
we
in.
can get to the
We
hospital.
don't need to
We
go
can
in as a
sneak
visitor.
in.
Oh, right. Breaking into a house is okay, but sneaking into a hospital's not.
The door wasn't locked. It's not breaking in.
Oh, so a closed door on a house is an open invitation to walk inside.
If you're trying to find out if someone's okay. If
We
you
had
were in
no-
your house with the door closed and you collapsed and were dying, would you want people to come in or would you want them to stay out so they didn't break in?
Well, yeah, of course.
See?
But you weren't going on information that someone was dying in the house.
We didn't know, so we went in to check because he hadn't been
Oh,
outside
I'm sorry,
of that house.
officer. I thought someone was dying in here. The
We were
toaster I'm
checking.
accidentally carrying. I'll just put this back over here.
Are you under
Did
the
you
impression we
steal a
stole a
toaster?
toaster from his house? Did you take a toaster? We would have noticed if you took a toaster. And why
No,
would
I
you
didn't take a toaster.
toaster?
Well, someone might want a toaster.
Of all things to steal from a house, I don't think toasters are really top of anyone's list.
Not everyone has a toaster. You're missing the point. The point is you went into the house, but we can sneak into
Yeah,
the...
to check if he was okay. If we're going into the hospital, we're not trying to see if anyone's
We're
okay.
checking to see if Manda's okay.
She is. She's in the hospital.
Well, she could be dying
They're
for all
taking
we
care
know.
of. They very specifically check for that in hospitals.
Don't people get traumatized by this kind of thing?
By hospitals?
And birds?
I guess. It depends. Okay, let's just.
I guess because you're a girl, you probably should talk to her.
How does that make any sense?
Because you're a girl. And
Okay.
if you look behind, Dillon's like got this really confused expression on his face.
I don't know her any better than you do.
Yeah, but you don't look as threatening as I do. So always put your best foot forward, I always say.
All right, well, I guess we're, Mark, Wayne, we're going to the hospital instead.
She's not dead.
No. What?
Oh,
How
you
is she
said
dead?
instead. Not-
Yes!
Is dead. Okay. No, speak clearly,
We're
girl.
going to the hospital is dead? How much sense would that make?
She's dead.
All right, we're going to the hospital.
You got you dweebs coming?
All right. I guess it would make sense to see what she knows.
And with
Do we
Lizzie
see-
on the
oh.
handlebars.
Yep.
Yeah. And Dillon will head off to the hospital.
Do we see any crows on our way to the hospital?
Any pigeons?
Ah.
Any that look like they want to chat?
They don't like us.
How does a bird look like it wants to have a chat?
I don't know. It flies over and starts talking.
Oh, it's when they look at you with one eye, right?
What? Like winking?
Yeah. They turn their head sideways, and they're like looking at you, like, you know, someone with a
Okay.
microscope.
Like someone with a microscope?
That reads microfiche. I don't know.
I don't think birds can read microfiche.
No, I'm not saying that they do.
Hmm.
They cock their head sideways and they look at you like,
Alright, so she's just gonna go up to the receptionist and say, excuse me.
And a nurse spins around on her chair and slides up.
There's a girl from my school who's in the hospital here. She got attacked by birds, and everyone's really worried about her. And I was just hoping I could come in and tell her everyone hopes she gets better soon.
What's her name?
Amanda.
And she opens the registry and starts looking through it.
and as she starts looking through, Lizzie from down behind her as she feels Dillon sneaking past on his hands and knees. He rounds the corner. He looks like really scared as he looks back, and the nurse looks up at Lizzie, and he sort of darts off around the corner.
And at the same time, Mark is pushing a wheelchair of someone who didn't have anyone pushing it before. They were just kind of rolling it. So tell me more about how you broke your leg. Oh, it was a snowboarding accident? Really? In Nevada? And he just pushes the person all the way in to their room.
While that is happening, Wayne is gonna just start, not marching, but like speed walk, look down at a non-existent watch, and go a little faster.
And she looks up and she says, room 316.
Thank you very much. And Lizzie's gonna walk by the desk and find room 316.
Which is level 3, room 16.
Great. If she I assume she'll find the other three on the way and be like, do you even know where you're going?
Yeah. Dylan's still on his hands and knees behind Soup.
Can you get up? Okay, stop walking down the hallway. We need to get to the elevator. It's on the 3rd floor.
Wait, so she let you go?
Yeah.
She let you in?
She told me. Yes.
Ah.
What, you didn't think it was gonna work?
Nope.
Look, you said it yourself. I look non-threatening. I'm an 11-year-old. I said I wanted to go tell her our class hopes she gets better soon. What nurse is gonna think that I'm trying to break into the hospital?
One that sees your 3 friends breaking into the hospital.
Well, I guess she didn't see you. You're welcome. Okay, come on. We need to get to the 3rd floor.
All right, so
Dillon, tell me you're not going to crawl all the way to the elevator.
Yep, he's just sliding along the wall. And if anyone walks past, he sort of like stops and looks around, sort of looks down, kicking the floor.
You do realize you look way more suspicious than if you just walked normally, right?
He looks genuinely concerned. Like he doesn't belong here. And then as the elevator doors open, he darts inside.
You know, people are allowed in hospitals, right? It's not like a top secret facility you've got to break into. It's a hospital. You can go visit people in them. I mean, if anything, I'm just worried about running into my mom at work, but she works in the neonatal unit, so not where Amanda is.
And what?
Which what?
The needle area?
Neonatal.
Oh.
Babies? Delivering
Nazi.
babies, you know?
Okay. Not Nazi.
What? Lucy is very worried. Well, when we get to the third floor, Lizzie is going to find room 16. I don't know, do you knock on the door at a hospital?
Felt better than
Do you just
barging
go in?
in.
Okay, well, then.
Dillon tries the door. It reaches around Lizzie because she's so tiny, and he just opens up the door and just pushes it open.
I mean, I don't know. Do we try and wake her up?
Dillon looks down the hallway. Well, I'm not sticking
Yeah,
out here
but-
as he steps into the door. Not into the door, but
Okay.
into the doorway.
Into the That might wake her up.
In the doorway. Through the doorway.
Lizzie will step through as well. Mark, are you coming in?
Yeah. Just, want to make sure there's no birds.
In the hospital?
You never know.
Just don't close the door, because if it's open, we can say it was already open. If we close it and somebody walks in, it's weirder.
I mean, we could close it and lock it.
That's even weirder! Alright.
Dillon will close the door.
No, don't close the door!
Why?
I already just said why! Were you not listening?
Yes?
I said don't close the door, because if the door was already open, it makes sense for us to be in here. But if somebody opens the door and we were just in here with the door closed, that's weird.
But the door was already closed.
They don't know that.
Is there a chair in the room?
Is there a chair?
Wayne will push it over to barricade the door.
No, stop it! Seriously, guys, do you not understand?
The door was closed.
Yes, but they don't know it. Oh my goodness. Get that chair back and open the door right now. There is nothing weird about us being in her room if the door was open. If somebody walks in, or if they can't get in, and then they get in later and we're in here, that is really, really weird. So open the door. Okay, Lizzie's gonna grab the chair and open the door again.
But if the door's open, then people will see that we're in here.
But that's fine. It's fine for us to be in here if the door is open.
It's fine for you to be in here, not me.
All you have to say is that I got permission to come in, and so you thought you could come in too.
Ah, my little sister got me in. Right.
No, that really doesn't work. People who work here know who I am, and they know I don't have a brother.
Cousin?
Look, like I told you, it's not that weird. For kids to come visit somebody from their school who's in the hospital. We're not gonna get in trouble for being here, just so long as we're not doing weird stuff like barricading ourselves in the room with her.
Well, that wasn't me. That was Waynestar. No, that was you.
Look, we're fine as long as we just act normal, okay? Just be normal.
You know how hard that is for them, don't you?
Lizzie is getting very stressed.
Normal.
Because she has 3 conditions.
Amanda, we're totally supposed to be here.
Okay, what? That is...
Dillon looks at Lizzie.
The nurse said I could come visit her, though, so she wouldn't have said that if she was, like, in a coma or something, right?
Maybe that's what they want you to believe.
That she's in a coma?
I don't know. And Dillon walks over closer to Amanda.
So she's on an IV. She has one eye bandaged. She has one arm strapped up. And her chart is on the end of the bed.
Mark will go over and read the chart.
Do you think the crows pecked her eye out?
I mean, maybe we could check?
We shouldn't know. If she's got a bandage, she shouldn't take it off.
Oh, I want to see.
No.
I've never seen anyone with a no eyeball.
Okay, well, you're not about to right now either.
It says here that she's got, morphine.
Oh, then she probably won't wake up.
Is that a disease?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's a medicine that people only really get when they're in a lot of pain. But it can make you sleep.
It seems like it's kind of knocked her out.
Or maybe someone doesn't want us talking to her?
I don't think they drugged her just so kids from her school wouldn't come talk to her. Does it say anything about her injuries?
Lots of stuff, but I can't really read it. I don't know what it means, and also the doctor's handwriting is really bad. So I can't even tell what the word is supposed to be.
Well, do we just go?
I guess so. Unless there's... Maybe we could leave a note?
What? Hi, Amanda. We're from your school and we want to talk to you about crows. Bye. Feel better. Sorry about your eye and arm and stuff.
I mean, you say that very... Like, that's not a good idea. But who knows? She might get back to us about it. We could say,
know.
like, we've also noticed crows acting really strange. Maybe you could talk to us and help us figure it out when you wake up.
I mean, if you want to leave a note, go for it.
Okay. I will hastily scribble out a note and leave it on the table beside her bed.
Dillon opens up one of the blinds to the windows.
So, I do wonder why they attacked her, though. Because, I mean, they watched us, and they watched us go to Mr. Dixon's house. So I could kind of understand if they attacked us, because we were looking into stuff, but I don't know why they'd attack Amanda.
Do we know anything else about her? I don't really know her that well. Maybe, like, she's got a family member who works for DARPA or something. If they are the ones behind the crows.
Maybe.
Where did they find her?
I don't know. I could ask Melissa when I get home if she knows. If she'll talk to me.
Wouldn't the police know? Or the ambulance?
I don't think they would tell us.
But yeah, I don't think we can just like go to the police station and ask.
Wouldn't it be in the report there?
That's her medical chart.
Yeah, wouldn't it say where they picked her up from?
I don't think they normally put that on a medical chart.
Why?
Because it's just about what's medical. Like, what injuries you have and what medications they give you and if you have any allergies and stuff like that.
You're welcome to try and read it.
Alright. Dillon's going to try and read it.
Learn anything?
Where the location that the ambulance picked her up from. Why?
Because that kind of stuff isn't in medical charts.
What a stupid chart. I mean, that could be important to her, you know, saving her life.
A nurse walks by. Excuse me, why are you yelling at this girl's medical chart?
And he hands it
Alright,
to
well-
Lizzie, who's obviously wanting to have a look at it.
I don't think we're gonna get anything else from this. I don't know what to do now because I don't know what we're supposed to really do to find out more about this, and I still have to go home and do my homework, and I don't know what time it is.
So we're not going to go to the Rock today?
I
Or
don't know. Do we
where
have
the
time?
pigeons hang out?
We can if there's time.
Haven't you done your homework?
No.
Well, you probably should do that.
I know I should, but I don't know.
It's just homework. I don't know why you're stressing out about it.
'Cause I've never not finished my homework before.
Could you pay someone to do your homework?
No. No, I
mean, it's not-
I could not.
Well, we could call it a night and then come back in the morning and see if Amanda's awake then.
I don't know if she would be. And even if she is...
Can we turn off the morphine?
No, we're not messing with her medicine.
I had the same idea, except it was remove the IV. Which is slightly worse.
Remember how I said there's nothing wrong with us being here as long as we just act normal? That's not acting normal. Are we gonna go to the Rock, or what are we doing?
Alright, well, how far is the Rock away from here?
It's outside of town.
Well, shall we go to the Rock in the morning?
Well, tomorrow we have to go to school still.
Well, we could wake up early and go to the Rock.
Okay.
Well, it's not like the birds are going to attack other people, right?
I don't know.
Well, I did find dead pigeons. And maybe...
Yeah. Alright, well, if we're not gonna do anything else till tomorrow, I really have to go home and try and finish my homework. And sleep.
Alright, I'll drop you home.
Thanks.
Did you want any help with your homework?
I guess.
I don't mind waiting before going home.
Well, where do you want to go then? The library?
Sure.
Alright, we'll go back to the library. Tales from the Loop is produced by Free League, starring SPG as Wayne, Raveninsane as Dillon, Shadow as Mark, Emily as Lizzie, and Ghost as the Storyteller. Sound and music by Sirenscape and Epidemic. This has been a Crit Fail production. Thanks for listening!